Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Front Office Report. It is Thursday night football.
Yeah,
Whew,
finally.
one exciting time, one exciting time. We're going to come to Thursday night football in a little bit. Let me introduce who I'm here with tonight. We have Daniel, we have Gabbo. How are we doing, boys?
Good. Good. Glad to be out of work and ready to watch football.
Loving the smart attire from Dan for this
Yeah,
evening, dressed up
still-
for this streaming.
Good.
Just for the stream, I changed out my work clothes.
Yeah, of course, yeah, of course, of course.
Still have some PTSD from last week on football. So
Okay.
fantasy
Oh,
not
man.
well. I think we should address the elephant in the room.
I think we should
which
discuss
is-
that.
That was bad.
We all joined a Survivor League, where if most of you don't already know, we decided to you pick a team, you stick with it. If they win, you get through the next week. If you don't, you're out. We made two teams. Stupid us both decided the same team, the Vikings, and that didn't go well.
Yeah, it
I
really
was that was infuriating, especially as a Vikings fan. I was so high coming in, and man, did they disappoint! Oh my god,
It was such a roller coaster because okay,
It was, it
started
was.
off well,
it was a
then
wild
it
game.
didn't,
That oh my
then it
god,
didn't. Then we were like, okay, we're done. Screw this. Dan left the chat, the
I
Facebook
was
chat.
so
like,
mad. I was so angry.
Then the Vikings come back and it's like, oh, it's going to overtime. The kick is good. Everything okay. Damn, Bengals win the coin toss. It's like, okay, it's all up to defense. Defense does well. Everything's good. And who would have thought that Dalvin Cook freaking fumbles?
that was not a fumble.
And,
That was
I
not
don't
a
think so
fumble.
either.
His ass was down. His ass was down.
Yeah, I think
But
you're right.
that was 100% not a fumble. The refs absolutely screwed us. And again, I think initially Kirk Cousins will of course be getting the heat, but he actually had a pretty solid game.
That's
There
what
were
I
a few
said
throws here and there.
afterwards. I said-
Throws here and there, and I think at the time everyone would have been like, "Oh, Kirk Cousins again,"
Yeah.
In the moment he just can't do it. But I think once you look back at the stats, I'm sure I heard that he had the 6th best QB rating for the whole weekend. Like he actually performed really well. The first half though, the penalties. Oh my
my.
god!
That's what
I think
killed
he
you.
had like 90 yards just the penalties. It was
Yeah.
utterly ridiculous. It
Yeah,
was,
it was.
yeah,
Unreal.
not good.
Yeah,
Not at all.
funny-
Full field were the penalties.
Yeah, funny story because obviously we're all of us were supporting the Vikings for the Survivor League. So I was at my girlfriend's house and her parents had just walked in. 1 minute left in the game, and when that field goal went, I was like yelling and like pumping my fist, and my girlfriend's dad comes up and is like, "Why do you care so much about Bengals or Vikings? Like this is not the Texans or the Steelers. Like why?" And I had to explain to him. And I was just like so depressed for the rest of the day, like just because of a team that I don't even care about. It was just, yeah, it was not good. I was so upset about that.
Yeah.
Unreal. Yeah, I mean,
It was,
look, I would say, like you said, I don't think it was a fumble, but I also don't think there was, once the call was made, there wasn't really too much to overturn.
Yeah, I think so.
But,
Yeah,
but at the same time, okay, so you talked about Kirk, and obviously I'm not here to talk smack about your boy, but I
For
do
once.
think that we do need to give a lot of credit to the Bengals defense. I think they've completely.
They actually they performed really really well. Like Justin Jefferson was non-existent. Like he was a non-factor for the majority of that game. He had a couple of catches in overtime, but aside from that, he was quiet. Even Dalvin didn't have the game that
Dalvin was cooked.
I thought he was going to just run all over that defense. So Bengals deserve some credit.
yeah. How good was
Dalvin
Joe
got
Burrow
cooked.
coming back from an ACL tear? Like I really didn't. I think this is what Gabbo and I talked about in our own chat. I was like, he was like, "How confident are you?" And I was like, "Well, pretty confident, but I guess it depends on like which Joe Burrow we're gonna see. Are we gonna see like someone who's completely different? Or are we gonna see LSU Joe Burrow?" And unfortunately, we saw LSU Joe Burrow. I mean, I really want him to do well. I love him as a player, but like I was rooting so hard for him to throw like an interception on those plays. So
And I
Sad.
really like the Joe Burrows and Jamar Chase duo. That was
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
incredible to watch.
they connected on a couple, didn't they? That were really nice. Yeah.
I just
I
wonder,
think-
like, imagine being a guy like Tyler Boyd. T Higgins still had like a decent game, but like, just imagine being Tyler Boyd and then like, you get the quarterback for 1 year, and then the next year you get his like best friend. that you have to go against. Like, damn.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for Tyler Boyd. Yeah, that Bengals wide receiver room is turning out to be pretty damn good.
Yeah, I agree. It's really good.
I think just generally that skill position room. Once give them a couple of years together. And after your trashing of Joe Mixon, Dan,
I know
he also had one hell of a game. I think that was why we lost that game, because you've been slagging off Joe Mixon all summer, and God was like, you know what,
I
we
don't
need to give
slag
Dan
him
his
off. I just
palm
don't think
enough.
he has so many issues on and off the field for his NFL and college career that I just don't think like all of a sudden he's going to become a top 10 running back. Maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe this year is his year. Remember, I think a lot of what we witnessed this past week is really a lot of anomalies. And you know, I think the Packers are probably one of the biggest anomalies. If you go replay that game in Week 9, I think the Packers steamrolled the Saints. I think the same could be said for the Vikings and the Bengals too. But yeah, I guess we have to wait and see. Week 1 overreactions are definitely a thing.
100% a thing.
So,
I mean, Jameis Winston is MVP, right?
Exactly, and that's the thing with even fantasy players. Like, that's why I'm not. Joe Mixon had a fantastic game, but yeah, show me that 5-10 games down the line, consistently, and then all respect to him. But it's one game, and it was against the Vikings defense that loved to false start and everything. So,
and this is the thing that's really frustrating, is that you go from some really stupid penalties throughout the game to there was some like third down defensive stops, a few there that were
in overtime
crucial. Get game changers right there.
Yeah.
Like I think again, week 1, give it a couple of weeks. Hopefully, if we iron out those mistakes, I still have a lot of confidence in this defense, and I think they showed that they can when they don't do stupid things like the penalties.
Yeah.
They can be quite a defense, but yeah, let's see.
Should we now visit the tier list then? Because
we're
talking about the Vikings. I think perhaps we should start with the Vikings. We put them as a conference contender, 0-1. Remember not to overreact too much. But where do you guys place them now? Where are you moving them? Are you moving them?
I'm gonna let Gabba go first, because I feel I'm gonna be biased.
No. I mean, when we get to the Green Bay Packers, it's bound to go low there.
Gonna go all the way to trash.
No. Like you said, like we can't overreact. I'm trying to think, which team do I think goes above the Vikings? And I definitely think that the Cardinals showed up.
Yep.
And I do think the Cardinals must go up, just like I had said in our video before.
Yep. Fair enough.
Conference contender here.
I was definitely wrong there, wasn't I?
I mean, look, we were wrong in a lot of places. The Ravens, Chargers, Vikings, Niners,
Tennessee Titans.
Titans, yeah. Oof.
That was a big one.
Even the Bills didn't look too pretty. Raiders looked a little decent.
Good.
The Bengals moving up.
I still
Eagles
think
should be
Raiders are perfect where they are. It was okay. I think it was more Vikings being bad. Not Vikings. Baltimore.
Why don't we go tier by tier instead of
okay? Should we start with the Texans then, because they're it's kind of let's start with the Texans. So we really I thought they were gonna go 0 and whatever it is 17 or 16. Sorry. And they came away with a pretty decent win. Are we gonna take them out of the trash pile yet?
Yes.
I think they have to come out. No, I think so.
I think they do.
I think the fact that they won one game, they have to come out. They can go
one game and scored a heap of touchdowns. Like, it was like a blowout from the beginning. It was like 14-0 out of the gates. Like, looked really decent. Like, remember, this is a team that is missing their top 5 quarterback in the league, which is insane. So I think we don't move them as higher than EU gross, because it's one game.
I'm happy to delete actually this whole tier.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I would too.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think there's any team that I can think of to say trash.
No.
Lions showed a lot of spark. Even the Jets. The problem with the Jets obviously is that O-line just
Their O-line took
that
a
was
hit with their left tackle being injured for 6 to 8 weeks as well.
and that was not pretty for
his
the
knee.
rookie quarterback for Zach Martin.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty for him. But yeah, look, I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's go in one by one. That's not pressure. I'm just gonna delete this.
Yeah,
right
you get rid of
now.
that column there, yeah. Did I just see as well the Texans had 3 interceptions?
Did they?
I believe, as far as I can see here, apparently.
Oh, you
Trevor
mean
Lawrence...
they intercepted? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I was
sorry,
reading it as Tyrod
sorry,
Taylor
sorry.
threw 3 interceptions. I'm like,
No,
really?
no.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
His
that's
first
correct.
3 interception game in his career.
You know, it's his
Apparently.
first ever
Lawrence.
regular season loss ever. Even in high school, he never lost regular season. College, never lost regular
That's
season.
wild.
So it's a real awakening for him. But yeah, I mean,
Wow.
Texans look decent, and they traded away their best cornerback the day before or 2 days before the game. So the adjustments were definitely made there. And you know, their wide receivers are decent. It's not like they don't have any wide receivers. Like they've got Marvin Jones, Keelan Cole, but he's injured right now.
DJ Chark.
Yeah, DJ Chark. Who's the I can't remember his name.
Laviska Shenault.
That's the one. Thank you.
Yeah.
They have decent wide receivers, and I really
I think they'll improve. I
Yeah.
think they will improve.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is where, like you said, we're not here to overreact too much. It's only week 1. So I don't see us moving anyone more than maybe 1 or 2 spots up.
Yep.
You
I
know,
don't. I
gradually.
think the entire bottom tier is fine where it is. Oh, you're talking about spots as in that. Okay, my bad. I thought you
Yeah,
meant.
I would actually put him here.
I would
above
agree
the
with
Jets
that.
and the Lions.
Maybe
I could go over to that. Yeah.
Daniel Jones was he played well. Daniel Jones, some pretty, you know, we'll talk about him later for today's today's match. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy from moving Lions above the Jets as well.
I would as well. I agree. Lions put up a decent fight.
I'm down with that.
Actually, you know, it hurts me to say this, but I think Lions above Texans. Although Texans beat a very bad team. The Lions played, you know, a conference favorite, some would say. And no, they didn't beat them, but they came very, very close to beating them. I think
Too close.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we could just leave it as is. There, either the Lions above or Texans above. It doesn't really matter. It's neither here nor there. But yeah, good job by the Lions and Texans first week 1.
Good start. Yeah, good start.
All right, what about the Giants, Falcons, and Panthers?
Honestly, I would be happy dropping Falcons all the way down to next to the Jets. To be honest with you, they stink. They didn't even score a touchdown.
They played horribly.
They didn't even score a touchdown. Yeah, they're a mess. They are a complete mess, and I don't see them doing that well. Panthers were decent.
I like this. Yeah, I like this. I'm actually even, you know, I think McCaffrey carries them 1 spot up into the badish.
You think so? I think that's.
You're gonna keep him there? That's fine.
I think we're gonna be moving some badish up, so I think that's okay to promote 1 team up. So we could do like a promotion relegation thing.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So yeah, I would agree with that.
McCaffrey was like, what was it? He got 26 fantasy points, not a single touchdown, like pure.
That is wild. That is wild.
Unreal.
Receptions,
Unreal.
Yeah.
Here I was saying,
he's just an animal, man. He's an animal.
I'm the one saying if I'm number 1 pick, I would have taken Dalvin Cook. Yeah, he shut my mouth real fast.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dalvin will come back. Just you wait.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
To the badish category.
I think. Here's my thoughts here. I think I'll actually put it super quickly. I think the Saints have to get out of there. The Eagles have to move up quite a bit. Bengals have to move up a little bit. Patriots have to move down a little bit, and Jaguars all the way down to this badish.
Yep, I would agree with that. I put the Jags between the Lions and the Jets. Personally.
Oh, demotion.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh wow.
I am kind of confident that they are going to be tanking yet again.
You think so?
For a decent pick, yeah, I really do think so. Yeah, I don't see.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think Trevor's going to be happy with that?
I think
That's for the yeah. I mean, I don't think it's his choice, and I don't see him thinking like he tried to lose against the Texans, and I think that's a huge reality check for the entire team. Like, okay, we're gonna struggle against a team that's supposed to go like 0-16. We're gonna be playing against the Titans next week, or
as you said, like they do have some solid wide receivers.
Yep.
They do have a running back who was solid last season. They do have a quarterback who only his first NFL game has shown an unbelievable amount of hype coming into the game.
Yeah.
You don't think they could start to, give a few weeks, click into gear? You're not expecting that from the Jags?
No, and also the fact that Urban Meyer has been kind of like attached or whatever to the USC rule. So USC fired their head coach. I think it was a couple of days ago, and the favorite to land that job is Urban Meyer. So if you have
that's wild. Head coach, didn't he just? Yeah, he just got to the Jags.
Yeah, and he said he's staying, but of course you would say that regardless if you were leaving or going. Like, it doesn't. He's gonna say whatever to keep everyone happy for now, but I wouldn't be surprised at the end of this year if the Jags are a tough job and a tough project. He just jumps ship and goes to USC.
But as a man who doesn't have as much familiarity with the college game as yourself, is that USC job potentially more lucrative and enticing for Urban Meyer?
I think that Urban Meyer is one of the best, if not the best, college coach of all time, and college football is so different to NFL football. In terms of recruitment, in terms of this play style, in terms of the rules. There's a reason that Nick Saban has never left Alabama to go coach in the NFL. I'm sure he gets job offers right, left, and center from NFL teams, but he's never going to take it because he's comfortable where he is. And
if it ain't broke.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Urban Meyer wants to leave, he's gonna leave. But yeah, we could talk about that all day. But I think the Jags just aren't. I think they're a good project, and that's what they are. They're a project. They're not something that's gonna contend in the AFC South at this moment.
Okay. A very succinct answer. I like that. Okay, so Jags, we're leaving down there. Saints, they were very good.
This is the one team where
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't say that they were like.
It's almost a shame that we put them in this category because I don't know if we can move them up a level just yet. But I would definitely be moving them up spots if they were slightly further down in that category. Like I don't know. I don't think we could say they're an underdog contender yet from one game.
True. I mean, did they smack us? Yes, they destroyed us. I mean, it is what it is. But I do think it was just a weird script, a weird game. Jameis, 5 touchdowns with less than 200 yards?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I did see that stat line. That's wild.
I even saw it was so disrespectful to Drew Brees. I don't know if you guys saw. There was a post saying that one of Jameis Winston's touchdown passes was 50 yards over the air, and Drew Brees had thrown over 9,000 passes, and he never once did that. And I'm like,
so.
The first comment is like, Jameis Winston was also the only one that had 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, but who's counting?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just like, why are you throwing Drew Brees under the bus like that? Like, it's so crazy. But
isn't it funny how people forget about what the legends of the team do so quickly? Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Look, I would hesitate, but I would still maybe put them either behind or above the Raiders. If we're deciding to keep the Raiders there, maybe not. I'm just basing it on Kamara more than anything. The one I do want to move, I'm okay with leaving it there actually. Or I don't.
I mean, Kamara only had 83 yards, so I don't feel his game.
Yeah, but I mean, they also we're so ahead.
I mean, they didn't really need him, did they? Yeah. This is why I'm still undecided if this is a flash in the pan or not. That's why I think we almost need one between Badish and underdog contender now. I feel because I don't think they're quite either of those. I think they're just meh. But I would be happy. I think leaving them there for this week. If they have another good performance next week, I don't see why we this weekend even. I don't see why we couldn't consider getting them up.
I agree.
Dan?
I don't think we need to move them.
Yeah, this is like the one, team that I think if you replay that game, like I said earlier, Green Bay versus Saints in week 8, Green Bay would win 100% of the time. I think this was just like a very lazy game by the Packers. Remember, Aaron Rodgers didn't have a training camp or a preseason really because he was messing around with his contract for so long. And he's just not back in the game yet. And I think he said that on the Pat McAfee show that he was just like, we've got things to iron out and we'll be fine. He's like not worried at all. And I think that's kind of what it's going to boil down to. I would leave the Saints. I think the Saints are good enough to be in underdog contender just because under the premise that Washington, Dallas, and Raiders are there. Because I think Saints could beat Raiders for sure and probably the Washington right now. But we haven't got to that yet, so
I just think it depends on which Jameis you get. Like if you get that Jameis Winston,
for sure. But
hell yeah, but he's not showing it consistently, has he?
Kind of like what we said with Carolina, though. Like we're not putting Carolina and Badish from Gross because Sam Darnold's there because he sucks. We're putting him there because Christian McCaffrey is there. Take Christian McCaffrey out of that team, they stink. So I was kind of using the same premise for that. And Jameis Winston is better than Sam Darnold, by the way. Yeah.
Would you move him up behind the Raiders?
I would put them up. Yeah, I think so. Just based on that performance. I mean, it's so difficult week 1 because it could be a complete overreaction and they could absolutely stink like we thought they would, or it could be, this could be a regular thing. So that's where I would put them.
I'm happy with that. I can be convinced for that.
Yeah.
So I have 2 more cases to make here. This tier, I'd say I think 100% we need to put the Dolphins above the Patriots. I mean, they did beat them.
Yeah.
So that just.
I mean, I'm just so unsure because I think again, week 8 comes around, Mac Jones is gonna be so much better. Like he was so good. I think by week 8, when that rematch happens, or I don't know if they rematch or not, but I think they would win.
I don't know. I don't think so. And I think with Will Fuller back in the roster this week, I think we're going to see a much different.
You think so? Because I read that because I have Will Fuller in a lot of my fantasy leagues, and the latest news out was that Dolphins head coach said he doesn't know where he's going to utilize Will Fuller yet. And that to me is like, oh, that's not a good sign that you're going to be getting a ton of throws.
Yeah, but in a league where we have Kyle Shanahan saying one thing and then doing another, I don't trust any of these anymore.
I guess, but you've got so many decent wide receivers already. I
mean, Waddle had a great game. Gesicki had a horrible game.
Shame Will Fuller's not a tight end then.
I still see. I mean, I said it before even. I do think the Dolphins are a better team than the Patriots, and they take the 2nd place. So I'll make the case to move them above the Patriots. But if you guys want to keep them there,
I think you have to move them above because they won. I think they have to be above the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm just saying I think by week 8 they will be above again.
Would you not potentially argue then that the Bengals have to move above both of them?
Yes.
100%.
Just because of the matchup.
I think even though we have said about Dalvin Cook was definitely down, and if he's given as down and it's not a fumble, we hit that field goal and we win, presuming we hit the field goal. I still think that, as we talked about, the defensive prowess they showed, Joe Burrow looking very good, although he did go off looking a little bit injured, but haven't heard anything to say that was anything drastic. I think they've showed enough that they should be ahead of those two, personally.
We used the same premise for the Detroit Lions, though, that they almost beat San Francisco, so they moved up a couple spots. So even if Bengals didn't win and that field goal went in, it's enough for me to say, well, Bengals are better than we thought. So I think they kind of go there. Can we go back to the Philly, please? Because we kind of skipped over them. Unless Gabriel has something to say.
No, I was going to say Philly. I think Jalen Hurts had a magnificent game, and I think this is a quarterback that will pop off. And I think it's this goes back to the whole fantasy conversation of like why should you draft quarterback early? Why shouldn't you? And these are why. You get the Tom Brady's and the Jalen Hurts at the 10, 12 picks, tough rounds, and they deliver. And I think the Eagles are showing really good offense. You got Goddard, Gainwell had a lot of activity there as well. Devonta Smith had a great game too. I personally, if I were to put anywhere, if I would move them, I think the Eagles are the ones that we move the most. Personally, I would put them at the top, if anything, of that same tier. And that's where I would go above the Bengals, and I would love to see that matchup. So what do you guys think? Dan's looking at me like, my Joe Burrow's instinct are killing, are tingling.
Seb, you go first.
I think almost because Atlanta is so bad, I would say that counts against them.
Okay.
I think I would maybe say between Bengals and Dolphins. Although, again, like you said, Jalen Hurts, 264 yards in the air, 62 yards on the ground. Miles Sanders had a pretty solid game. Devontae Smith looking like he could be wide receiver 1 for them very, very comfortably. But I think just because it's the Falcons, I don't think we want to, blow our load too quickly on the Eagles.
Whoa. Okay.
Can I say something before you do that?
Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, can I add something before you go?
Oh, yeah.
I'll completely eat that up and completely agree. Defense-wise, I feel like it would be almost logical to move them up right behind a good defense. So it would be great to have them just right behind the Bengals. So yeah. That was what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. What do you think?
No, I agree with Seb. I think that Atlanta Falcons are so bad that it kind of hurt where we're going to be ranking the Eagles. I just think because the Bengals, we thought that the Vikings were going to be conference contenders, and they beat a conference contender, so I think that's why they're above. Just a quick tidbit, though. Isn't it kind of cool that the Eagles, Dolphins, and Patriots are all together, and they all have a quarterback from the same college over the last 3 years?
That's wild.
Yeah, all three have got Alabama quarterbacks, which is kind of amazing, kind of unheard of to have starting quarterbacks.
Isn't there a picture of the three of them together from a game like 3 or 4 years ago?
It's when they won the national championship against Clemson, I think.
Imagine, that's mad having those three in your quarterback room. Like, what the hell? 3 NFL level quarterbacks.
Well, it was kind of amazing because in the, I think it was the national championship that Tua got benched for Jalen Hurts. And Mac Jones was kind of like the third string quarterback at that time. He was only a freshman, I think. So, but yeah, kind of wild. Just a little factoid for you that there's 3 Alabama, very young Alabama quarterbacks in this kind of trifecta. So should we move on to the underdog contender area? Should we start with the Raiders?
I mean, just quick, do we leave the Broncos right there?
Oh, I forgot about the Broncos.
I did forget about the Broncos as well.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I haven't seen enough from the Broncos, to be honest with you.
I'm okay with that. I mean, they lost Jerry Jeudy, so that really doesn't help them.
Yeah.
Anyway. Again, I think because of the caliber of opponent they played, yes, they won. I don't know, whether that moves the needle massively on them. I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think leave them.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. After all that.
All right, who wants to start with these? I have a pretty clear drop here, but what do you guys think here?
Are we starting with Raiders, or are we going across the board wherever you fancy?
Let's drop a team. Who are you gonna drop, Gabo?
I think Brian Fitzpatrick, having him gone is just so detrimental to this team.
Yep.
I
agree.
So
old man breaking his hip.
We'll have to see what Heineke. Yeah,
that is a shame, though.
It is a shame.
We're gonna have to see what Heineke does later today, but
it's really difficult though because I really wish we had done this tomorrow so we could know how good Washington are without with Heineke or without Fitzpatrick.
True.
But yeah, I just. Offense is going to struggle. I think
they did play with Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick came out before the half, no?
Yeah, I know. I mean, a full game. is what I'm.
So
gonna
Heineke
use,
came in, had 11 of 15 completed passes, 122 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, not horrendous.
He came in last year, I think, and he did really well. That's why he has the backup job.
I'm sure there was a game that he came in and was doing some wild stuff in.
Yeah,
I can't remember
exactly.
what game it was, but
I think you drop Washington perhaps. Oh God, this is difficult.
To the bottom.
I think you drop them down a level.
I think you possibly could actually.
I think you have to.
I mean, let's not. I mean, like you guys said, I mean, if it all really depends on what we think of Heineke, which is not a lot really, not a lot of sample.
Realistic.
Let's not forget about the defense. It's still pretty.
Yeah.
Defense is good, but I think Cincy would beat them.
I agree. That's the thing. Again, if we think about the quarterback is supposedly the most important position on the pitch, they don't have a better quarterback than Dallas, not than the Raiders. Not than the Saints at present, not than the Bengals, Eagles, Dolphins.
Oh.
I mean,
okay, let's not panic. We're dropping them 5-6 spots right now.
I would be happy to move them to the end of underdog contenders to not completely rule them out just yet.
I think. If we look at it as like, I agree with that. I feel like maybe we do relative movements based on where we left them off last time. And with that mentality, I would put them at the bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if next time we do this, the Bengals bump up and become middle of the underdog contender if they take a win. They still show. But right now, I wouldn't punish Washington too much. I think they still have a great defense. They have some great offense, with Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson. Logan Thomas had a bit of a day, but still good weapon. So what do you think, Dan? I'm going to put them behind the Saints.
Like I said before, I think they're bad. I think Cincinnati are better. That I put them behind Cincinnati personally, but I'm okay with leaving them up there to see how they do tonight. So that's what I think. I think we have to wait and see. So perhaps dropping them is a bit too harsh. Tonight's game is really if you don't beat the Giants, you gotta drop them. Sure. So yeah, let's go on to Raiders.
Yeah, nice win for the Raiders.
It was a very good
win. Maybe the Raiders are good.
I thought that Baltimore were going to run away with it. So I had a cheeky little bet on Monday Night Football.
Of course you did. Of course you had a bet.
I have to. And by halftime, I was like, I'm going to bed because this game's over. Baltimore are going to run away with this, even though it was pretty close to the half. And then I think I went to bed in the third quarter to wake up to the Raiders winning was a very big shock. Very, very big shock. Because all I saw from Derek Carr for the entire first half was okay, where is Darren Waller? Oh, he's over there. I'll just chuck it to him even though he's double-teamed or triple-teamed. And it was a lot of drop passes. How many targets did he have? Was it 21 or something?
And he only had 19 targets and made 10 of them.
19 targets for one player? That's absurd. All I saw for the first half was Darren Waller long bombs.
The next most was Hunter Renfrow with 9.
He was involved a lot, to be fair.
That's wild.
That's tight end number 2 for fantasy. Easily.
Yeah. He has to be, surely.
I would say,
actually, ooh.
Perhaps even number 1. That volume, 19 targets, dude. George Kittle and Kelsey are not getting 19.
Well, how many did Kelsey have?
Oh my god, that's absurd, man. I can't.
I'm almost certain Kittle didn't get that many.
No, there's no way. There's no way he got even close. So yeah, I would put Darren Waller tight end 1. Just because of the volume he gets. If you imagine putting Travis Kelsey at 19.
Kittle got 5.
And Kelsey got 7. So.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's nearly triple the amount. It's nearly triple the amount. So
it's nearly quadruple, bro.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's madness.
Quadruple from Kittle. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So when I was watching, it was literally just Derek Carr lobbing it to Darren Waller the entire time, and I was like, "There's no way Baltimore can this team's not going to lose because it's just going to the same guy every single time. But yeah, I was completely wrong.
Then the madness took place. What a crazy finish to that game! Like, oh my god! Did you see Jay Gruden's quote from after the game saying he felt like a cat that had got 9 lives or something? Like, what a guy! What a guy Jay Gruden is.
Yeah. So here's what I'm down to do. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm pairing up. I don't think they're better than the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are showing greatness. I would actually move before considering whether we bump any of these 2 up. I would actually just consider moving Dallas and Raiders together above Bears and the Colts, and have at least the Cowboys at the top of the underdog contender. I think Dak Prescott.
They played really well, Cowboys. They played really well.
Killed it, and not to. I hate being that guy. Like, not to like praise or get happy about someone's injury, but what Michael Gallup is in the IR. So as a heavy staker in CeeDee Lamb, that's definitely gonna work in my favor. But I think Dak Prescott is showing, that he's like he said, he's ready to go. He's ready to attack. I mean, what a great start to the NFL.
403 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not a bad start.
Yeah, with Zeke being pretty non-existent for much of the game, really a non-factor, to be honest with you, which is really surprising.
No one ran the ball.
That's true, actually. Yeah. So, the Cowboys had 60 total rushing yards, and the Buccaneers had 52. Like, that's in today's NFL. That's crazy. Crazy.
And then you look at their passing yards, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do at the beginning. I don't think the Bears and Colts showed any.
I think he dropped the Colts.
Colts win. The Colts.
No, Colts lost. No? Texans were the only team to win in the AFC South. This weekend.
Right. Like
Colts lost to Seahawks.
My beautiful tweet. What was more confusing? NFC North.
Yeah, all losing. Yeah. Or Texans being so.
Leading the AFC South being led by the Texans. Yeah.
Texans are back, baby. I would drop the Colts. I'm dead serious. They look so bad. Carson Wentz sucks. They're not going anywhere with Carson. I wouldn't drop them that far, but I would drop them in between Saints
and Washington.
Washington, yeah.
Yeah.
Because who knows? Carson Wentz is one of those guys who could just have a breakout game whenever, but I really. He stinks.
And they are another team that still do have a good defense as well.
Yeah, 100%.
If we're giving Washington an opportunity, I think we have to give.
That's true.
And I think we leave the Bears as is. I still believe in them.
Me too.
I
mean,
they need to play Justin Fields. They need to play Justin Fields. Oh my god, Twitter was going mad when Dalton was playing.
Stadium, man. I felt so bad for Dalton, man, dude. The whole stadium was just chanting for Justin Fields to enter. That's just crazy.
Surely it's just going to be detrimental the longer he doesn't start him. Nagy, like it's just gonna make the fans hate him, Dalton. Like I just think play the kid.
There's no point, but
I don't like when he says he's not ready when he is just as accomplished as Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones. He is in the same tier as those guys because he won. He got to the national championship, beat Trevor Lawrence, played against Mac Jones, and these other guys like Zach Wilson are starting. Doesn't make any sense to me. He's gonna be the number 1 guy in week 4. Just put if it's a injury concern thing where it's like, okay, we got to protect him for the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, see where we can get. Okay, then, but that's just not how. He needs reps, and he's just running the ball. He's just running the ball. He scored his touchdown, but it was a classic Justin Fields touchdown run. But he is better than Dalton, and I'm not surprised. Like, I would be pissed too if my team had just moved up in the draft to draft a really good quarterback who'd scored 49 touchdowns for Ohio State in 13 games. Like, seriously, you gotta put him on the field. I don't blame them for not chanting for him.
Yeah.
Should we move up the tier?
Are you surprised?
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, are you surprised? This is a team that never let go of Mitchell Trubisky. So
Matt Nagy, I don't like. He put the brakes on David Montgomery in his first season too, and you can see what David Montgomery is like now. He's I think he's still vastly underrated. This guy is top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 running back. I think he'll beat out Ezekiel Elliott. I think he'll probably beat out. Could beat out Derrick Henry if the Titans are really as bad as they were in Week 1.
Yeah.
Unlikely, but David Montgomery is a solid.
Yeah,
guy.
I had a chance to take either him or Najee, and I just went for Montgomery. And Najee, well, Week 1, based only on Week 1,
right.
was a great choice for me.
It was, yeah.
But I agree. This guy changed. I was listening to the fantasy footballers once again, and they were saying
you love
something
those
like,
guys, don't you?
yeah. What was this nickname that they had on him? David Mond Opportunity, something like that. And it was more like, there's a guy that supposedly lacked the skill.
Mond Opportunity, maybe.
Something like that. This is a guy that supposedly lacked the skill way back when, but now has just proven that he's got it. And and honestly, it's not even a bold call. I do see him, getting up there in the.
Definitely.
I mean, he's 16 attempts, 108 yards. I mean, not half bad.
Look, Joe Mixon and him are top leading rushers after Week 1. Not bad.
Yeah. Who saw that coming?
Not bad. I did. I actually drafted both of them.
Wow.
My leagues.
There you go. Gabbo is the fantasy football.
I also drafted Henry.
True.
That didn't pay off.
I mean, again, it's only Week 1.
Yeah, moving on. Anyway.
Should we talk about the Steelers then?
This is what you've been waiting for all video.
There we go, mate. I've been waiting for it all week.
Dan and I went back and forth. Like,
Are you guys still think the Steelers are as bad as you projected?
Tell us what you want to say.
Do you guys? It's an honest question. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but do you guys still believe that Steelers should be in that position? Good challenger, bottom.
I mean, the
Remember,
stats still don't massively jump off the page.
Wait, you said that they should be there, that they should stay there, or
I'm asking, do you think they should be there, or do you think they should they should be higher than that? Are you happy with where the Steelers are now on the tier list?
I'm looking at the other teams, and I do a lot of shifting on the teams above. But the only ones that maybe I could consider putting behind would be maybe the Chargers and the Vikings after their Week 1 performance. But
I unfortunately have to agree with that.
And Baltimore.
That.
But yeah, Baltimore probably. Yeah, Baltimore have to drop.
So
I mean, I think the Cardinals probably have to go up. I would say. No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's put the Cardinals up.
Kyler Murray. Why didn't I? Did I? I did not. I didn't put that bet on the Cardinals to win their and you said it was 11-1 or something. The underdog supposedly.
Yeah, it was 11-1 for them to win the conference.
I mean,
I think
defense
or division. Sorry.
That's wild. So yeah, I think Cardinals have to go up.
I'd bring down all 3 apart from the
Browns. And then
I put the Steelers up.
Yeah, probably Steelers.
Above Seattle and
Steelers and Arizona up, and then Baltimore, Chargers, Vikings down. That's the way I would put it.
I think I agree with that.
Remember, Steelers beat the Buffalo Bills, who are supposed to be the clear one of the clear favorites in the division and conference, and it was at the Buffalo Bills, probably one of the harshest places to go to in the NFL with the craziest fans. With a supposed broken quarterback, with a rookie running back, with a defense that's not supposed to be as good as last year, and yet still held, the Bills to literally nothing, and managed to take the second gear up in the second half. It wasn't a very amazing game, but they grinded out a win, and that's what you have to do. I get it. We can look at last season when they were 10-0 and 11-0, and then they completely collapsed. But again, it's a different season. It's another season. These teams are, it takes one mistake to change a game. Right now,
do you put them above the Browns?
No. Don't put them above the Browns. I think they're perfect where they are. They are on if there was a tier in between, I'd put the Steelers there. They are on the cusp of conference contenders, but just above a good challenger. And this next week against the Raiders, who have proven that they're very decent, very competent.
Yeah.
Let's see what the Steelers do. If they mess up, then you put them straight back down. But I think if they have a solid win, which they should, against the Raiders at home at Heinz Field, I think, they are definitely solidified their conference contenders status in this tier list.
Okay, so my last question is, would you put them above Russell Wilson?
Yes. Yeah.
You would?
I don't think the Seahawks are... I still don't believe in the Seahawks all that much. Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf are very, very good, and so is Tyler Lockett. But that's it for me. I don't think they're a good defense. I think... I don't know.
Okay. Let's leave it at that for now. Let's figure out this good challenger tier. I want to know where to put. I feel like the 49ers still have to drop a little bit more because of their.
You think so?
They
still won though. That's the thing. Is like it doesn't matter in the NFL. It doesn't matter how you play. It's how did you win. Yeah.
Yeah. But then
it's the manner and the manner in which you lose or win as well.
Within that tier, I think we have to maybe consider in terms of the order how they performed within that game, and for it to be that close against a team that we have in the Ugros category, I feel has to count against them somewhat. But again, I think personally, I think the Vikings have to be above the Raiders.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
I don't think the Ravens. The Ravens. Sorry, not the Raiders. I know it's the Ravens.
Okay.
The Ravens. I
don't
know about the Chargers.
I think Chargers go above the Ravens, and so do the Vikings. And Baltimore are bottom of that list.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Because Chargers did win. I mean...
Yeah, and I still think the Chargers had a great game. Not a great game, but...
I think they were...
So why are we dropping them then?
I have no idea. Yeah, I actually have no idea why we were dropping them.
Because everyone else won. Who's ahead of him is everyone who's won.
But they won as well.
But I don't think they're as good as San Francisco or the Seahawks, is what my rationale is thinking.
So this is more of a correction.
Yes, I would put it that way. Yes, that they were not. They're playing Washington. We were really high on Washington.
And again, they only won by 4.
By 4 after their quarterback got. Imagine Justin Herbert going out. It's like that for the Washington football team. So that's why I wasn't that high on them.
Yeah, the only thing I did want to add about the 49ers is that their defense fell apart because they lost their what was it, the linebacker? Who was one that they lost? Safety, I can't remember. They lost a very key player in their defense, and it just went to hell. And I think they're struggling. I think they will struggle a little bit. I still think it's a strong defense, but I don't think it's gonna be as strong. They did a few signings. They were hinting at Sherman coming back.
That's a big mistake, I think.
I think because of that, a big reason why I have 49ers up is their defense, and the fact that they got weak a little bit does earn them a little bit of a lower spot. If I were to move them down, I would just put the Chargers above them. But I'm happy to leave it there.
Yeah.
If you guys want.
Go ahead.
I think it wasn't whoever it was that got injured. I do understand the premise, but I also think it was just a complete and utter collapse. When you're up by that much, you tend to switch off. It doesn't matter what sport it is. And I think when you let a team like Detroit get back into a game, they're so hungry for it, and San Francisco are just in survivor mode. And I think that's what happened, is they were just praying not to lose against
Detroit,
this team.
No?
Yeah, it was against Detroit. Sorry, yeah, San Francisco against Detroit. Sorry, did I say something else?
Detroit, right? No, you said Detroit. I was just asking if it was in Detroit.
Don't. I couldn't tell you. I thought it was in San Francisco, to be honest with you.
Oh.
But I'm not 100% sure. I didn't watch the game at all. I was watching it on Red Zone after the Vikings game. Went to overtime, so that was pretty much my entire thing. But I did watch the highlights. So yeah, I mean, I think we're good where we are, unless you guys want to change it. Seb, I guess you're the tiebreaker here.
I like that order. Pretty happy with that. I think Seahawks have to be top of that list. I think again the 49ers did still win, and the Chargers. I mean, both the Chargers and the 49ers had what you may call unconvincing victories.
Yeah.
So I think they're fine next to each other, and then both the Ravens and the Vikings lost, but I think we still have some expectation
It's week
of
one,
them.
right? You can't.
Yeah.
I don't think you can drop them too much further because
No.
they're not underdog contenders.
I mean, the only thing, and I can't believe I'm saying this because it's putting my Vikings at potential risk here, is could you argue that the Cowboys did perform better probably than both the Ravens and the Vikings?
100%. But again, like
I think so, but it's week one.
Yeah.
I don't need to see them
If
week
we're gonna
two.
if we're gonna talk relative, if we're gonna do a different tier based on week one performance, then yeah, probably we can put them there. But if it's relative to what we had said
Yeah.
the last time we did this, then I think this is fine.
Okay.
And the Cowboys lost.
I'm trying to be super unbiased here.
Yeah, the Cowboys lost. I mean, if they'd beaten Tampa,
True.
okay, then put them up into a good challenger wherever you want to put them. But
yeah,
they lost. So
look, it's a team that's going up in our rankings, and Vikings are a team that are going down in our rankings. But just because of week one, I mean, sorry, but the Vikings defense has a lot to make up for, and the O-line too. And another team. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm skipping tiers here, but I did want to talk about conference contenders, and I do think that another O-line that was looking very bad was the Titans. And I think that is a team that we can maybe bump down.
They stunk.
Yeah, maybe bump down to the top of the conference contender, or even behind the Cardinals.
Further down, in between Browns and Steelers.
I think I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Above the Browns.
They were not good. They were really not good. The Cardinals were.
They stunk
impressive,
so
though.
bad.
The Cardinals were good as well, but like Kyler Murray, he is. Like what a player! What a player! He's going to be some quarterback, man.
Yeah, my rationale for putting the Titans that high was that they play the Texans twice, the Jags twice, and the Colts twice. So that gives them an automatic 6 wins, which is why they could easily make it to be a conference contender. But other than that, seeing them struggle mightily against another conference contender kind of showed the gap, I think, there. Just in week one. I mean, this could be a blip just like the Packers versus Saints. I hope it's kind of like a blip because I think Tennessee have a really amazing team, but
I mean, I think it is more of a blip than it isn't, if that makes sense. But I mean, this is why I'm picking up the Cardinals defense and running them against Minnesota. I mean, that J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones combo, and how they destroyed Ryan Tannehill. After what the Bengals did to the Vikings, I think Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt are gonna feast again.
Yeah.
For all those
Dalvin Cook I'm slightly concerned.
For all those Dalvin Cook owners, I'm sorry.
I mean, you have to still play him because he still has the potential for that.
I mean, if you have Dalvin Cook in your roster, I'm assuming you took him at the number 2 pick, which gave you the confidence to maybe pick 2 wide receivers. So your next running back, probably someone that you will never really start over.
No, not as an RB1 anyway. No. Okay, so I think Titans are good there. Should we talk about your team now, Gavo? Because
can we move the Rams all the way up to 3rd and then leave the 2 losers we can talk about them after. Move the Rams straight up to 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can talk about the Packers and Bills.
I think the Rams. I totally agree with that. And
2.
No, 3rd.
I'm still obviously we'll have to see more of it, but Matthew Stafford is showing that
he is
got
showing
it.
Up.
Yeah.
He's saying that all he needed was a good team.
Yeah,
he's showing that.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp is feasting. Even Darrell Henderson had quite a game.
Darrell Henderson had a decent game. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree. Look, the Chiefs still did a massive comeback to the Browns.
Those two could be another tier, to be honest with you. Tampa and Kansas City at this point.
Oh, I mean, technically, there are only 2 Super Bowl finalists.
Yeah,
so.
true. But
true,
I think we can almost nail their names to the clipboard at this point. But yeah. Okay, go ahead. You can talk about your beloved Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you already did. You already said everything that I was going to talk about Rodgers. I think this is just a fluke. I think this was just a, not having any preseason, a lot of drama going on in the offseason, and I mean, they're playing against the Lions.
Still, that
Rodgers
was to not get one touchdown.
No, I know. I mean,
Aaron Jones as well. What did Aaron Jones do? Did Aaron Jones do anything?
Okay, dude, the Packers did nothing. The Packers did nothing. There was nothing. Devonta Adams maybe had like 8 points. We can agree on that. But usually, when this happens once a season to Aaron Rodgers, and right after this happens, he explodes. There's a lot of I'm sure they're trolling me, but there are a lot of friends just saying I'm dropping Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, just show me the dropping. You're not gonna drop Aaron Rodgers in your fantasy leagues. I certainly hope not.
If they are, you need to be picking them up.
You start them, and I was like, right after what happened, you were gonna start them against the Lions. They will run this game over. I'm pretty confident about that.
Let's revisit that comment next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't drop them too much. I do think they're better than the Bills still. I mean, the Bills still sucked. So I wouldn't bring them down at all. I still think they're a Super Bowl finalist. So personally, I would just leave it there. Bills is my other kind of like question there. But yeah, Dan is smiling. What do you think?
Dan definitely wants to drop them.
I'm thinking this. I think the Buffalo Bills go above Green Bay because they put up a fight. Green Bay gave up after 2 quarters, if that. And Aaron Rodgers even said that he kind of said fuck it, and he knew it was over. I don't really know if that's the mentality I want out of Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career, when he could jump to Jeopardy and jump ship whenever he wants. It's
slightly concerning.
Yeah, it's worrying when you have the wide receiver one, the best wide receiver in the league, the MVP, and you can put up no touchdowns. It's really just, I don't know. Once you put up a fight, one didn't. So yeah, I mean,
because that the Saints would have been putting in their like second string towards the end of that game as well, and still like to not even get one.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never heard of Aaron Rodgers. What's the last time Aaron Rodgers didn't throw a touchdown? Anyone know?
That would be a fantastic stat.
Anyone want to look it up quickly? Because I bet it's probably never happened. Because that's insane. I can't remember. Probably his rookie season.
I'm pretty sure that happened. It was a similar, but there was a similar scenario last year, but I do think maybe he scored at least one. I mean, we all saw that tweet about the stats that like you shared it, that you would be a better quarterback, throwing it to the ground than being actually Rodgers. That's just a crazy stat. But
as a Green Bay fan, aren't you concerned that you have a quarterback right now who, I mean, it's obviously not as bad as the Texans quarterback situation, but you have a quarterback who didn't really know if he wanted to be with the team, then decided last minute to be with the team, and is now using the excuse of, well, I haven't had enough time to train with the team to make this team good. Isn't that rather concerning that you're going through the training phase now rather than 3 months ago? Like, what's your feelings on Aaron Rodgers right now? Because you're...
No, I get that, but at the same time, it's not like he had... It's kind of like you're asking, like, how come he's grieving right now? Like, he's in the stage of grief right now after everything that's happened. And it's like, it's because nothing was done, and they just waited till the last minute to do it. To your point, first of all, I'm not a Green Bay fan. I am an Aaron Rodgers fan, so I don't give a crap if he goes maybe to the Broncos. You'll see me wearing orange, but right now,
when he retires.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, who you gonna support?
Who do you support? Do you find another quarterback?
That's a good question.
Support Justin Fields.
Good question. It's so funny though, because like I sound like a fake fan here. But it's because I'm a fan of the sport, and I got really into the sport. I started watching it because of Aaron Rodgers and Super Bowl against the Steelers. But I really, when I really got into football and fantasy football was when we all met in that first league, and I just became a fan of players. I mean, that's why I have jerseys of OBJ. I also have jerseys of Russell Wilson. I follow players right now, and
I think that makes sense though, because it's not like we grew up in the USA and grew up with these teams, or like our parents supported these teams. It's a lot different than you know, well, for me, like football, for example, like we are born into like teams almost. So it's like a little bit different, especially if you only started watching the NFL like recently. It's like choose players that you like rather than a team, because you're gonna get shit on for supporting the team no matter what. If they're good, if they're bad. If they're good, it's like, oh, you're a glory hunter. If they're bad, you just get made fun of. So
look, we can make a show. We can make a show later on about picking Gabo's next,
Oh god, we should just do spin, put like a, you know, one of those spinners, spin the wheel. They'll probably land on the Texans with me.
Look, let's not put all the 32. I'll take some teams away. I'll take the Vikings out. I'm not gonna follow the Vikings.
I think you have to take all of the division. Yeah, you have to take the entire division of the Packers.
And
I think you should support an AFC team. Go away from the NFC completely.
Just completely switch it up. Yeah. Just while we're on Aaron Rodgers, how many games do you think he's had with 0 touchdowns over his career?
I'm gonna go 3.
We're just gonna do a Price is Right for Dana. I'm gonna say 2.
He has actually played 25 games with 0 passing touchdowns.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And
how many of those games have they never scored a touchdown though? Because I can see him getting to like the goal line, the red zone, passing it off to Aaron Jones.
Oh, I mean, I don't have quite that.
Don't have that knowledge. Oh no, I didn't know if there was.
But
yeah,
his last game without a touchdown was actually last season, against Tampa Bay when they lost 10-38.
Yes, I'm telling you. Yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
At least they scored a touchdown though. But that's the thing though, is because you can not score a touchdown and still play magnificently, because you're getting the ball all the way up and then you just run the ball.
He had a game against the Vikings last season where he didn't score a touchdown. Only had 216 yards and they won 23-10.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's probably an Aaron Jones masterclass.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, if you're up as well, you tend to run the ball more. And Green Bay are a team that's almost always in the lead, so I think they tend to run the ball. It's not like you're the Texans or the Detroit Lions where you have to throw the ball all the time because you need to get stop the clock and everything like that. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for our tier list. I really like it though.
Just a quick one. I don't know if you guys saw this while we're talking about our Super Bowl finalist. Tom Brady says he can play till he's 50.
Oh, yeah,
I believe it. I believe it 100%. I think he's serious. Dude, he's 44, and he's playing like he's 25.
I think he can play another 6 years.
Yeah, not easily, but I think I can always guarantee to like 48.
Maybe play a snap. He could play a snap at 50. I don't think he's playing a whole game at 50.
But he is in better shape now than he was when he came into the league, and he's better than he was when he came into the league. I really think that the age for him doesn't really matter. It's just a number. No. It's just health. As long as his body is not broken, as in breaking an arm, hand, leg, whatever, I think he can play for as long as he desires, up until a certain point, obviously.
How many games has he lost?
But yeah.
How many games has he missed?
I can't even remember the last time Tom Brady. Wasn't it when Jimmy Garoppolo played for the New England Patriots for 3 or 4 games? I think that's the last time, because that's when Jimmy G got traded to San Francisco because they saw him play for the Patriots and he won those games when Tom Brady was out. I don't know what he was out with, but that was 3-4 times.
So
3 years ago.
From 2001 to 2008, he started 111 consecutive regular season games and 17 postseason games before having a torn knee. He missed the 2008 season. From the age of 32 to 43, Brady missed 0 games due to injury.
That's insane. Jeez.
That's wild.
No,
yeah, that's pretty mad.
I mean, what a guy. I mean,
because he was playing on a torn MCL last season, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dan is right that he has shown no regression. So.
And no physical regression. It's not like Big Ben, who is very clearly going downhill very, very fast. This is a guy who is like looks better every year.
Did you see that falling pass that he did?
Yeah, he's insane. He's insane.
Unreal. He was halfway through, almost hit the floor, because that would have been, him down, and he just managed to get it to Chris Godwin. It was unbelievable. Yeah. Unreal. And he was playing against the quarterback almost twice his age. He is twice.
What player pays as much money to like perfect his body. It's kind of like almost like Cristiano Ronaldo type, where he has like his chefs and his like extreme diets and hydrations and pays millions and millions of dollars a year, and that's what you get is you get a prolonged career. There's like not many athletes. Like LeBron James is the same. It's like it's always the same players. It's like LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Tom Brady all pay millions and millions for chefs and coaches and everything, and they're able to prolong their
Pays
career.
off, though.
Yeah,
Pays
exactly.
off.
I mean, LeBron seems to be just as good as he was 5 years ago. Cristiano Ronaldo is
I
still
don't know
playing.
about that. I don't know about that.
You don't think so? I think it's just
Nah,
a different team. I just don't think he has to do as much anymore. When you're
I
playing with
think his
Anthony
play
Davis,
style has changed. I don't think he's quite the dominant force that he was. He's still like, realistically, he's probably still the best basketball player in the world.
oh
But
yeah, I think so.
I don't think he's quite the force he was.
People joining in our stream, seeing NFL tiers.
yeah, and then we're discussing LeBron James. Yeah. Just a quick one. So the oldest player to take the field in NFL history was George Blanda, a quarterback and place kicker. He retired at the age of 48. I wonder
Tom's
if
gonna break that. That's gonna be the
Yeah,
record he goes
I
for.
wonder if he just wants to break it, and then he'll be like, all right, see ya.
That's true.
I don't know.
I think you're good to 50 to be the first player. I mean, how many players in like, even like in the next 10 years are gonna reach 50? Like probably no one. No one has
That's the thing, Matt. I feel it has to be a certain type of player, like a Kyler Murray. He's not playing till he's 50.
Same with like Watson and Lamar Jackson.
No.
Lamar Jackson probably won't make it to like 30. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's got to be the Tom Brady style, just sit in the pocket and
the position too.
Move
Like
the
there's
ball
no
around.
running back, there's no defensive line, there's no offensive
No.
line. It's like kickers and like a special type of quarterback to be able to make it that long.
yeah, a kicker might be able to, but even but with a kicker, you're going to start to lose.
I think the Texans had a
Lose the leg
kicker
power.
at, I think he was like 45 or 46. He was a punter for the Texans. Forget his name.
That's quite impressive.
I can't remember. He played up until last season, but he was 40 something and looked really
You're not
old.
you're not thinking of Vinatieri, are you?
No. Let me quickly check Texans. He was definitely a punter. He was one of the best in the league. Shane Lechler. He played 18 seasons. He retired at the age of 43, I think. So Tom Brady's currently older, but yeah, kind of insane.
What a guy. So yeah, I think that list is pretty good.
I'm happy with it. I'm happier with this list more than I was with the previous list.
It's because you've got your way more in this list.
You think? No, I haven't. Come on.
His teams are going up, man.
Just
His
'cause
teams
the
are going
Steelers
up,
are
ours
moving
are
up,
going
yeah.
down.
That's
Steelers
true.
and Texans have both gone up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're happy.
I'm happy.
Oh man.
Don't worry, the Browns will win by
best.
about 50 and we'll put the Texans right back where they belong.
No, to be honest, I don't think we're gonna need that trash category back. I think think
Falcons,
this is-
maybe. Falcons are
Actually,
on the
that's a good
cusp.
point, actually. That's a good
On the
point,
cusp,
yeah.
man. They're
more
one
games from them
bad
and we might
game
as well
away
get back.
from getting into the trash zone. So
Oh man, yeah.
we should have actually one team a week. Just be like, it doesn't matter where they are ranked. Like, say Green Bay has another stinker, we should just put them straight into trash. Like a
I'm down with
almost
that.
like a suspension for a week. Of
like
just
a
being in
like
the
like for the like the dunce cap. for
yeah,
the,
exactly.
for the
We should just
naughty
pick
boy of the
one
week,
team a
yeah.
week where it's like
To the
you
corner.
played
Yeah, the
so
naughty
fucking
step.
bad.
They put them on the naughty step because they've been terrible. Yeah.
This week, I don't care. I would have put the Vikings in there because they fucked us up so bad.
I think they'd have to be after how
Yeah.
bad they screwed us. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Green
It's
Bay
also
a close
because I have a
second.
personal attachment to that one, so
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Personal
yeah.
attachment.
Oh,
definitely
man.
putting the Vikings. On that note, actually, we did. We're still alive in the Survivor League. We
We're back in.
paid a fee to get back.
Oh god.
We'll
let's
have a
see if we can make
discussion-
it to week 3, hey.
We'll have a discussion on that
God.
on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
I think it's almost right that we pick Cardinals against Vikings, and then have the Vikings win.
No,
and,
we can't. I think we just need to stay away from any Vikings game. Whoever they're playing, just let's not pick
You know
them.
how bad this is? I don't even trust the Green Bay Packers to beat the Detroit Lions. Imagine me saying that like 2 weeks ago. Like I was worried that
That's
Green
fine.
Bay.
Yeah, no, but that's fine. That's a team that I'd rather keep in my pocket for later anyway.
I say we do
Um,
Texans again.
Ride the wave.
Yeah, just ride the wave, baby. Undefeated.
Oh god. All right, well we'll touch more on that once we have Omer's thoughts as well.
Yeah.
How about we move on to tonight's game?
Yeah.
We should.
Can I get rid of this
get rid of it.
tier list, or will it mess up the whole?
I don't know. Just try it. Get rid of it.
Let's see what happens.
I apologize to everyone.
Yeah, it's good. We Gucci.
Good.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So for those waiting for a fantastic game, great conference game.
This is the worst Thursday night game ever. Like
I can't even say it with a straight face.
You could swap any game in week 2 for this game, and it would be better than what we're getting tonight. But
like you're not getting a rookie quarterback. You're not getting just any rookie exciting.
You're not getting
player.
Saquon Barkley probably. That's the thing, guys. I have a dilemma in multiple leagues where I have Saquon Barkley that I drafted ages ago. I need help. What do I do here?
Talk it out. All right, which League of Nations?
Let's just do League of Nations, yeah, because we're all in this one. We all care about this one. Who am I even playing? Okay, I'm playing neither of you guys. After I beat Seb last week, by the way.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna have you on that. You know.
I did think you were going to as well. Oh, okay. So update: Saquon Barkley is suiting up as expected and is listed as active. Let's see if he gets more than 11 touches. So his usual touch would be around 20. He got 11 last week. Do you expect an uptick in production from Mr. Saquon?
No. Here's my advice to you, from a non-opponent to another. You got a great running back on your bench that I would start over Barkley.
I'm just not
without even
certain.
thinking. It's just like don't think of the name. Don't think of the name. You know.
So
Eckler. What happened to Eckler against this defense? You know, he didn't show up.
But comparing Eckler to Barkley is not correct. Barkley is a top 5 running back when healthy.
Eckler's not far behind.
Yeah, no, when healthy, I'd still put Eckler above Barkley. Until Barkley gets those 20 touches and shows that he has the O-line. It's not on him, but it really depends on the team as well.
So I do have Tyson Williams and Latavius Murray, but the issue is, so we have those two, and they're very much a committee, but they've also added Devontae Freeman today to the active roster. So that's now an additional running back that takes away more touches. Whereas with the Giants, who is the Giants' backup running back? Name him. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I don't know who it is, dude. I have no idea. And I don't care because they don't have a guy who is like in second place, basically. It's like it's Saquon or nothing, really. Whereas with the Baltimore Ravens, it's turned into...
Oh, it's Devontae. It was.
Yeah,
but okay. Booker, but yeah,
you can't consider...
he couldn't even break Melvin Gordon down, and I just don't... Yeah, I just don't care.
The thing is, you can't consider Freeman a competition for this week.
It's still touches though. I still think he gets 1 or 2 touches, and that might not sound a lot, but how many touches did Tyson Williams get last week?
But they're playing against the Chiefs, man. Like the opportunity for Tyson Williams to explode is way better than the opportunity that Barkley has against the Washington defense.
You know what's going to happen now is I'm going to put Barkley off the field and Tyson on, and Barkley's gonna score like 4 touchdowns today and have like 50 touches and be like, I'm back, guys.
I mean, Tyson only got 9 touches.
Exactly, 9 touches. He was efficient, but he got less touches than Latavius Murray, which is why I picked Latavius Murray up, because I was like, okay, I'm waiting for the decision to be made who is the lead back, but it's only week 2, so I'm not going to see that until probably week 3 or week 4. I think dilemma.
I think both Latavius Murray and Tyson are gonna feast against the Chiefs. You know, the Chiefs running D is not the best.
Or do I do this because I'm playing 3?
Oh, hello, cat.
I'm playing. Sorry, she's sleeping next to me. Or do I play because I'm playing 3 running backs? I have 1 in my flex. Do I play Darrell Henderson and Derrick Henry, take off Barkley and put on a wide receiver?
Yeah, but you've got Devontae Smith against the 49ers. I don't really like that.
Okay, Waddle against Buffalo. I don't like that either. But Chris Sutton, who is back.
Cortland.
Sorry, not Chris Sutton. That's a football
Chris Sutton's the BT Sports
yeah,
commentator.
exactly. He is back against Jacksonville, and Jacksonville gave up massive yards to basically every Texans player there was.
What do you mean he's back? Did he played against the Giants?
So, yeah,
Did he not have
he's back,
Very,
but
very briefly.
he was. And remember, Judy is now.
Judy's not out, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is sad for me because I have Judy in at least one league.
So the chance for Cortland Sutton is there. He's back from injury. He has opportunity now. Tyson Williams has. It's a huge dilemma. I don't know who to play. I don't know.
Okay, this is where the emotion comes in. What will you hate the most? If you bench Barkley right now and he pops off.
That's that one.
Exactly. Then put him in.
100%.
If that's the emotion, then put it in, and then just watch Tyson Williams get 20 points, and you'd be like, okay, maybe now I can put him in. Who are the Rams playing, by the way?
The Rams are playing Indianapolis Colts.
So
Indiana.
You can make that decision later. You know, Tyson Williams or Latavius against.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's
true. Henderson.
I'm gonna play Henderson against the Colts. Colts stink, I think, but.
I mean, this is the only problem with it being the Thursday night game as well.
Exactly.
Like, you have to make the decision now.
And it makes Thursday night games worth watching if I have someone
that's
to
true,
root
actually,
for.
yeah, that's true, yeah. And that's true. At least it'll make you want to watch later.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
I will be watching.
if he goes down on the second play of the game, you're going to be absolutely fuming.
Yeah, I probably would switch off the TV, to be honest. I would be like, no, I'm done.
I have some decisions as well.
Okay,
who are you going with? Who you going with?
Who am I going with? I think I'm going to wait until like kickoff almost. I'm probably just going to use like whatever my heart tells me at the time. Because I know if I put Tyson Williams on now before kickoff, I'm going to change it. So I just need like a heat of the moment, like something to happen. I just need like a commentator to tweet like Barkley's back.
This is happening.
Yeah. And I'll be like, okay, I'm 100% in now. But because nobody has said anything about Barkley is why I'm so... I've seen some pundits say he's a first-round pick or a second-round pick at worst. You have to play him no matter what because he can pop off whenever. But I've also seen people say, just wait for a week or two more and see what happens this week. So
I personally hate that thought. It's like put him in and he'll pop off whenever. Like.
But if you spent that capital on... So I took the big risk of taking Saquon in the second round. I think it was like 2.4. Could have picked anyone else at that point. So I've used a high pick for him. Leaving him bench seems like a waste of almost not money, but capital, draft capital.
But at the same time, did you really reach? You didn't reach for Barkley.
I didn't, but it's still... I mean, a second round pick. Who could we have... I could have had a ton of people... instead of him.
It was a 12-man league, and I think, if I remember correctly, Najee and David Montgomery were both taken.
Were they? I don't think Monty was.
Oh, that sucks for you.
Yeah, that sucks for me. I should have taken David Montgomery. But it's the name, isn't it? It's like Saquon Barkley should be a top 5 pick without a shadow of a doubt. But because he's coming off an injury, it's like nobody knew.
There's all those question marks.
It's a risk. It's like taking Michael Thomas in a 12-man league with only like 5 subs. Like you don't know what Michael Thomas is going to be like when he comes back week 8. Who knows? But it's a risk. It's not as big a risk, obviously, because you're getting him in like round 15 or something. Yeah. Okay, Seb. Anyway, because we're going round in circles. I'm never going to make up my mind. Seb, what is your dilemma?
So I've got running back dilemma as well. I've ended up with 4, potentially 5 options here.
Interesting.
Nick Chubb, I think he is a start. I'm starting Nick Chubb no matter what. Then from then I have Jonathan Taylor, Damian Harris, Chris Carson, and Elijah Mitchell, who just had a pretty solid game for the 49ers and looks like he's going to be the new running back 1 for them.
Yeah.
At least for this week.
At least for this week, yes. So, yeah, I mean, Taylor has the Rams.
To me...
Harris has the Jets. Mitchell has Philly, and Chris Carson has Tennessee.
To me,
I would
Jonathan
pick up
Taylor is
Chris.
a must start. Every game.
Yeah.
Every game.
I think he's going to be in there no matter what, pretty much.
I think that settles it for me. Would be Chubb, Taylor.
Yeah.
And I would actually. So who do you have? Chris Carson,
Harris,
Elijah,
Mitchell,
Harris?
or Carson.
I would ride the wave with Elijah. I mean, you picked them up for a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll trade if you want. I'll trade you because if you're thinking of putting Carson on your bench, I'll trade you for Carson. I can have anyone on my bench. You can have Tyson Williams if you want.
Trade Barkley right now and
no, I'm not trading Barkley. There's no shot. But I'll take Chris Carson.
What wide receivers have you got?
I have decent wide receivers.
Because I could do with a wide receiver, you know.
I've got Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, I was going to say Chris, and Will Fuller. But,
wait, hang on. Are we looking on the same league here? League of Nations?
Yeah, League of Nations. Devontae Smith, by the way, put up 16.1 points last week. Jalen Waddle, 14.
I'm looking at the wrong team.
Yeah.
Are we going to have a live trade here? Oh,
imagine.
The only thing I'm slightly worried about is if I get rid of Chris Carson and then Elijah Mitchell just falls off the face of the planet, then I'm left with like no running back depth.
So,
that's what I'm saying. I can trade you. I would be willing to give up 2 players for 1 player. But then you'd have to drop someone, which I mean, on your team, I think you could drop.
I'm kind of like just watching because I can't give any of you advice because it'd be like helping one or the other.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, if you picked up Elijah Mitchell, then you should be starting him now. I mean, at the end of the day, the capital was invested in Sermon, not Elijah. I mean, Sermon was a 1st-round pick, Elijah was a 6th-round pick, so it's kind of dumb if they don't play it. Then again, it is Kyle Shanahan. We have no idea what the guy's doing. He's trolling everyone in fantasy. I think he hates fantasy football. I suffer with the Brandon Ayuk.
He's just doing it to mess with us.
I'm about to change. I have Brandon Ayuk in 2 of my leagues. Both of their names, I put them as Ayukin, and now I'm gonna change them to Ayuk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think ride the wave with Elijah.
That is tempting though. I'm not gonna lie. Devontae Smith is coming out as.
I really don't think I think Trey Sermon is being slept on so much as an Ohio State fan who watched this guy break the Big Ten record for rushing yards in a season. And remember, that's a conference which has J.K. Dobbins, Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley all played in it in college, and Trey Sermon broke that record. Trey Sermon may be struggling to pick up the 49ers playbook for whatever reason, or he was injured for a little while, but he is better than I've never heard of Elijah Mitchell until he landed this job here. Just came out of nowhere.
I mean, he played like a beast. I mean, he showed a ton of pace, a ton of strength and everything. I mean, he had a great game. So I mean, Kyle Shanahan is a guy to play the hot hand. So it would kind of suck if like it probably ends into like a 60-40 snap divide between Sermon and Elijah. But if Elijah has the hot hand, then they might just play him. They did pick up Kerryon Johnson for the.
Yeah, I actually picked him up in one really deep league. I was like, I'll take Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah, I did see you pick him up. Yeah,
I was like,
his knees
worth
won't
nothing,
give up. His knees won't give. But yeah, I mean, you guys can chat it all out.
Yeah, I might mull that over, you know.
I'm reading that the Giants are changing their O-line this weekend. They are playing a new guy starting at center. So he was acquired 2 weeks ago at the trade deadline. Not trade deadline. He was just acquired 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it says that the guy who is now playing at left guard, the last time he played at left guard, Barkley went for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. So now it's making me want to play Barkley. So
I honestly think you should play him. I genuinely think you should.
But this is like it's a win or lose thing, because if I play him and he plays badly, I think I'm done in that matchup, because I'm losing about 20 points. If he gets like 5 points, I'm losing about 10-15 points against someone else who could have played. If you think Tyson Williams will explode, let's say he gets 15 points, I'm losing at least 10-15 points then. Can you stop itching at my...
I don't know. I mean, I feel... I personally hate Thursday night football games. But then again, last week was a high scoring one. Not for rushing.
Yeah,
yard,
damn! I wish I
but,
played Tom Brady that week. God. Like
Yeah, I had
45
him in
points.
one of my leagues. Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I logically I would actually not play Barkley, and I would put Tyson in or pick whenever the time comes. But I feel like it comes to emotion. You know, what are you gonna live? What decision are you gonna live with? And
neither, probably.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, go for it.
I'm very tempted by that trade-off, you know, because I have my wide receivers at the minute are Justin Jefferson, who I'm imagining is gonna not be bad again. But then my wide receiver 2 at present is Julio, and I'm not sure I can trust him. But then I do have
I think you should give him time.
Yeah.
I think you should. I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade this week. I would wait and see.
And my wide receiver depth isn't that bad actually, because I have Christian Kirk, who did have a good game for Arizona.
I think that's a one-off, by the way. I've never seen Christian Kirk put up those numbers in my life. I think that is a definite one-off.
He has one game, and then that's it. You know, but at the same, if AJ Green still doesn't show any signs of life, then Christian.
This is what I think. I think he's got more potential to show something than AJ Green.
I wouldn't touch AJ Green ever for the last 3 years.
Yeah, I'm done with AJ Green. I also have DJ Chark and Tyler Boyd on this league, so I think there's some life in those players yet. But yeah, maybe I'll leave it as it is for now.
Let's get back to the Giants-Washington game. Any other players that Let's talk,
that was what we came to discuss about, wasn't it? Not just try to make trades on fantasy.
Well, let's talk it in a fantasy mentality. Who do you start? Who do you sit? We already talked a ton about Barkley, so we can skip that.
Sterling Shepard. Let's talk about him because he had a monster game. I think it was like 22 points or something for fantasy purposes.
I think it's a one-off too. I personally think it's another one-off, kind of like Christian Kirk situation. But I just wouldn't feel comfortable. Like you're probably, if you have him in your roster, you probably picked him up right after this game. I don't think he got rostered from a draft position. So you probably rostered him and picked him up in the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Would you trust enough to put that guy over all the wide receivers that you drafted for this week on Thursday? I don't think so. I wouldn't.
This week 2 is very much a wait and see if they can replicate it in week 2, if you will. Kind of like, okay, Christian Kirk, let's see if we can do it again. Sterling Shepard.
That's almost where you need to go with maybe your more trusted players.
That's why I'm not playing Devontae Smith, for example. Like Devontae Smith got 16 points last week. He could easily get more than Barkley in my flex position, but he's a rookie. It's his first game ever. Let's wait. It was against the Falcons. Let's wait and see. You don't want to jump the gun too quickly before you end up with like 1 or 2 points.
I mean, you don't want to do the typical mistake, because last year what happened? Nyheim Hines, monster week 1, nothing after.
Yeah.
The year before, I think it was Demarcus Robinson or Mecole Hardman, monster week 1, then nothing. So if we're looking at trends, I wouldn't trust Kirk. I wouldn't trust Sterling Shepard, and there's a ton of other players that I wouldn't trust. But one-offs. That's why I didn't put too much on a lot of waivers. I was more thinking more like long-term, like Tim Patrick because of the Jerry Jeudy injury.
I picked up Tim Patrick in one of our leagues as well.
Those type of trades.
I think he was one of the best to pick up this week.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I personally just wouldn't trust him. If there's a wide receiver that we're gonna trust in this matchup, is Terry McLaurin. What a catch!
Just volume-wise, he's kind of like the Darren Waller of this team. Just throw it up to him.
I mean, Heineke or Fitzpatrick or whoever you want to put in there. He is him and Antonio Gibson are the 2 must starts for me in those matchups. I mean, the Giants' defense is good, but Antonio Gibson has shown a workhorse type play or a workhorse role that I'm super excited for. Logan Thomas, probably one of those that you're kind of like hesitating. You probably picked them up.
But then again,
I'm not
the tight end position, unless you have one of those top 3 or 4, like it is a bit of a, you know.
I think that's expanded a bit though. The top 3, we have. I think tight end has a couple tiers. Like you have the must start every single week tier where you got the top 4 guys, and then you got a decent crop of players after that who should get you a reasonable 8 to 10 per week. I mean, we saw Rob Gronkowski absolutely pop off. Jared Cook, Noah Font. Who else is there? Logan
Hawkinson.
Yeah, Hawkinson. I think he's in a weird spot right now because he could easily get the targets just because Goff has no one really to pass to. So I would maybe even put Hawkinson in the bottom of the top tier almost.
I've got Hawkinson.
I would, simply by that logic. I mean,
Kyle Pitts is the same with Atlanta. He, although a rookie tight end, he had the same amount of targets as Calvin Ridley, like their best player. So the target volume for tight ends is definitely there this year. It's just whether it can be converted into points. I don't know if a lot of these passes are kind of like hopeful throws down the line, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I think tight ends are pretty solid this year, to be fair.
Do you start any of these? Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, because if you're gonna comment on that, go ahead. Because I'm changing.
No, mine was not entirely related anyway. So you go ahead, bro.
So I was gonna say, do you start any of these defenses?
No.
Was it tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
I'd start Washington.
I would.
I think I've got Washington. I'm starting Washington. What am I saying? I'm starting Washington on our League of Legends.
I mean, if you here's my.
I just don't rate Danny Dimes, so.
Yeah, if you have Washington football, you probably reached for that defense. That's like the top three defense. So you would start him, against the Giants, against Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had a good game, obviously, but is Evan Engram playing, by the way? No, he's not.
I'm not sure.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. But yeah, and then on the other end, you're only starting the Giants if you're kind of like that streaming defense type player. Which, hello, that's me. But I think there's just a super easy call in the waiver wires for defense, which is the Cardinals. Sorry to bring it back up again.
I'm so mad about that. I had that our league that messed up our waiver thing. The Cardinals were number 2 on my waiver thing and it didn't go through. So I missed out on Jamal Williams and Arizona Cardinals.
I don't know what happened there.
So annoying.
So we need to change those settings first of all, because I feasted on like 3 or 4 picks.
That's so annoying. I got no one, 0 players on my waiver.
I'll have a look at the settings.
I got the Cardinals. I got Tim Patrick. I got
what is that setting that we've got on then? So it just means that whoever the top priorities just get everyone they want.
Yeah, and then it moves to the second one. So it's not like 1-1-1-1-1. It's like the first one. Oh, you have 10 waiver wires. We'll process those first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need to change that. Just briefly. So Evan Engram is out.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. I don't know.
Which league was that in, by the way?
League of Nations.
Okay.
We'll change the setting. Whatever. It's too late for this week. I benefited from it. This is why I love losing week 1. Not that I wanted to, but I lost week 1 in all my leagues.
All your leagues?
All my leagues.
Oh my god, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's
impressive.
That's a new milestone. Yeah, and the Survivor League too. So
that was brutal.
I lost it all. I was already depressed for the Vikings, which was like 1 p.m. game, so it ruined the whole freaking day. And then I had maybe 1 chance for a victory, and it was the Monday Night Football Mark Andrews being Mark Andrews. So it'll be interesting to see. What are you guys' thoughts on tonight's game though? Who takes it? I know Dan and I, we already said who.
Who did you guys say?
The Giants.
Oof.
Oh, was this because you both put a bet on?
Oh, I put a bet on after Gabo said pick the Giants, so I picked Washington.
Washington.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, if Gabby, if you've said it, then of course now Washington are going to win.
Well, I mean, did you see our chat when we were talking about when we were talking about?
I think I missed some of that.
It's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. So Dan shows me a bet that all he needed, I think it was Leicester Napoli. They were 1-0, and then another. What was the other?
That was it. It's just Leicester Napoli and
And then the other matchup. What was it?
Rangers Lyon maybe.
Yeah, that and they were 1-0, and he showed me the bet saying that it was an over under 1.5 goals, so he just needed a goal from each. So I, as the good guy, went into my own sports betting account and put no more goals on both games. 1 to 22 odds. And I put a bet there and hope that mostly I would help Dan, and if he didn't and if he suffered, then at least I made some profit out of it. They both scored like after
instantly.
like 10 minutes. Or,
Like yeah, one scored like literally 2 minutes later, and the other one scored maybe like 10. So.
Nice.
I should do a segment of all my bets and just tell everyone to do the complete opposite.
You're similar to like Tim the Tap Man. Like whatever he says, the complete opposite happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. So
It's
yeah,
sad.
let's see if the curse continues, because I hope so. Because I put all my winnings into Washington winning tonight. So
I'm trying to find I'm gonna see if there's a yeah, I'm gonna do a bet builder right now for Saquon Barkley.
just put over everything.
No, because the over under
everything.
for him is 48 yards. I think that's kind of sad. But
that is mad that his over under now.
Yeah.
Imagine what we could have had a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at probably
we have someone in the chat saying if we can see their chat. So Caden, we can't see it. He says the only way I see New York losing this game is if the O-line plays the same as last week. Yeah, we talked about that they have moved into a new center is playing tonight. So I guess they've moved around that O-line a little bit. So, I mean, let's see what happens, because they really need... I think if New York are to win tonight, Barkley has to play well. I don't think this is like an Ezekiel Elliott kind of thing where Zeke can play bad and Dallas can still win. I think the fate of New York really lies upon Barkley getting that yardage, especially in short yardage situations, like third and 2, 3rd and 3. Barkley has to produce.
Especially in those PPR leagues for getting those fantasy points, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, if the O-line sucks, Barkley tends to suck with it, and the fate of the New York Giants...
Which is understandable. You need those gaps.
Of course,
and if the O-line doesn't help, then...
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to move.
There's very few running backs that can work around that.
Once his contract's up, he's got to move, because they've taken so long. Yeah, they've wasted a lot of his time by not... Their first round pick every year should definitely be the O-line, and it just hasn't been. So I don't know what they're doing. They need to protect Daniel Jones. They need to protect Saquon Barkley, and they do.
True, they're two probably highest commodity players.
They don't do that.
Even though I don't particularly rate Daniel Jones, but he still is supposedly their QB of the future. Yeah,
Imagine Saquon going to Tampa Bay.
Jesus Christ.
That
would just be
that'd be insane.
Ridiculous.
He could be 1.1 then.
Would he be?
I would on that high power offense. I think probably
you would take him above.
If Saquon Barkley healthy is 1.5,
Christian McCaffrey.
If Saquon Barkley unhealthy and the Giants O-line is 1.5, which is his average ADP right now, I would take him 1.1, maybe 1.2, if he went to Tampa Bay. You had Tom Brady passing to him, the Tampa Bay offensive line, them being on offense constantly.
Yeah.
But I think there's
You
still
have
better scripted games or teams for him to go to. But
I'm sure there are. I was just picking Tampa Bay because they don't really have a solid running back. They have Leonard Fournette, who is a shadow of Jacksonville Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
So
that would be a scary combination.
It would be. It would definitely be.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I would love it because my team sucks so bad that I just want someone else to be good. So I'm so down with Saquon going to Tampa Bay.
Just on my fun. It's on my fun. Why not?
Maybe him and Dalvin Cook should team up. Have
come to
double running
Bring him
backs.
to Vikings. Yeah, bring him to Vikings.
One blocker, one rusher or catcher.
Yeah. Oh,
That'd be
just
awesome.
how again? I don't know if you all know the answer to this question. How often do teams run with 2 running backs at one time? Very infrequently.
Sometimes they have one on either side of the quarterback, or sometimes they have one running back behind the quarterback and then another one behind that to try a trick play, so they don't know who's getting the ball.
I mean, imagine you had Dalvin Cook and Saquon just chilling.
Usually it's a fullback that comes in those situations.
I was going to say usually it's like for the Vikes. Usually they have CJ Ham and then Dalvin.
As long as they check in as a fullback, it doesn't really matter. You can play whoever, wherever. Just has to be okay with the referee. So yeah. But I think that would be kind of a waste of capital buying 2 premier
running
top
backs.
5 running backs.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to pay them
a ridiculous
considerable amount of money at some point.
That's why I think when is Saquon Barkley's contract up?
Didn't he have like 5 years total?
Not 5 more years. Did he resign? That was a big mistake.
No, like 5 years total.
Oh, he's got a 4-year contract. Let me see when it ends.
Probably next year.
Yep, next year. Next year is his last year. Then he's an undrafted free agent. So I wouldn't be surprised if I were the Giants,
do you mean
I would try trade him. I would try trade him. If I was
unrestricted, not undrafted.
Oh, sorry, undrafted. Unrestricted. Sorry, my bad. When I say UFA, I always think undrafted free agent because of basketball.
Yeah.
So yeah, my bad. But yeah, interesting. I hope he leaves. Well, waste any team in New York is a waste of time unless it's like the Brooklyn Nets. Right now,
the Knicks are becoming better.
No, the Knicks are still a waste of time, in my opinion.
I wish Max, our friend, was watching this right now.
Yeah. I mean, they're not a contender, so that's why I would say it's a waste of time. If I'm Barkley, you want to go somewhere in your prime. Don't want to waste your 25, 26, 27 years sitting on the New York Giants getting absolutely smashed every game.
Yeah, no, especially for a running back where the length of career is reduced, chance of career-ending injury is much higher. You want to take advantage of those years as much.
I'm sure he'll be in high
demand.
demand.
Look at like the drop off of like a Le'Veon Bell or even Leonard Fournette, like to go
drop
from
off of Le'Veon Bell has been dramatic.
What on earth?
Same with Freeman though. Devontae Freeman. He was the top one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Todd Gurley.
Unbelievable. Oh man, Todd, what has happened? What I mean, we talk about running backs like David Johnson, Todd Gurley, like 2018's like number 1 and number 2 picks. Like you had to pick those 2 first, and they have both fallen off a cliff. I mean, it's Mark Ingram who's the number 1 back in Houston right now. He's not even the number 1 back, and Todd Gurley is just not even signed.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
I think David Johnson has a good game this week.
You think so?
I think he'll have the hot hand.
What was his stats for last week? Because I didn't even. He scored a touchdown.
He'll do better. He'll do more than Saquon Barkley tonight.
You think so?
Go put that bet on.
Yeah. Go put that bet on. Yeah. So he had. This is David Johnson. You think he's gonna have a good game? 3 rushes for 10 yards, 4 targets with 3 receptions. He did have a touchdown, a receiving touchdown, but 3 rushes for 10 yards. That stinks. That's not up.
No, I'm just thinking it's gonna be a complete just a switch in roles. I don't think the whole Philip Lindsay and Mark Ingram taking over 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Is steady. I think they'll try and use him. He might get some hot hand and
yep.
Obviously it happens. But I mean, it's not that I would trust him enough to start him over any of the other 2. Not that I would even start Mark Ingram and Philip Lindsay anyway.
You've got to be in a deep league with some injury issues to be starting them.
I'm in many of those leagues, unfortunately. I just saw. Do you guys know who Mike Clay is? Like ESPN's lead NFL reporter. He says his projections for tonight for Saquon Barkley are 13 attempts for 57 yards, 4 targets, 3 receptions, 25 yards, 1 touchdown. That would be decent. That would be decent. That would be like 15 points, 14, 15 points. I'd be happy with 14 or 15 points from Barkley in fantasy.
yeah, you'd feel okay.
From a 1.5?
His projection is only 12 points tonight.
Wow.
Tyson Williams is 11 points. That's why I'm saying like, and Latavius Murray's is 9 points. So like I'm in a predicament here where, you know, I've got 3 running backs and I really don't know. I've got 1 who's injured, and 2 who I don't know who is going to have more touches.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the ceiling is higher right now, matchup wise and everything for this week only for the other 2 that you have in your bench. But again, it's the emotion. You know, if Barkley, let's say, gets you the 12 points and Tyson Williams is with 20 in your bench, you'll be happy. I mean, unless you lost by 8 points, but even then, like, I'd be like, okay, I made not the right call, but like the logical call. So
I think no matter who I pick, whenever I see someone on my bench going off, it's always frustrating.
Oh yeah,
I mean, last week was horrible. I mean, I had like, I think all my starters had less than 10 points. The first, this is for my work league. I had my 2 RBs, my 2 wide receivers had less than 10 points, all of them, and then I had three in the bench with like over 17 points.
Oh, who did you have on the bench?
It sucked. I had Jarvis Landry for 1. Had a massive game. Marvin Jones, who had a very like. Marvin Jones is the type of
Boom
player that if you see him, but if you saw that he got picked up, you know that person didn't watch the game, and he probably dropped someone more valuable than Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones had a garbage time touchdown.
I'll be back.
That shouldn't have happened, and he got the 15 points just because of that touchdown. So goes to say, look at what the people drop. I had Ayuk. I think I had no. I had I had Tyson Williams. I had Damien Harris in my bench.
Damien Harris had a solid game as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Damien Harris. Omar keeps singing his praises. I think he's gonna have a big year. I think he's right.
I was watching that game and it's like I told him like the first play of the game was him a rush for like 30-35 yards. I was like, ooh, okay, he's gonna have a big game, and I have him in my bench.
I feel as though I got him in like a real throwaway trade on League of Nations. Okay, I can't remember how, but
now that Dan is in here, if you're gonna trade, I feel your moment to trade with Elijah Mitchell is now.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Yeah,
his value is high.
Yeah,
trade him. I don't
think he doesn't want Elijah Mitchell there. He wants Chris Carson.
Do it. I mean, for what? Where was he?
So I think it'd be Chris Carson for Tyson and Devontae. Which is tempting.
Devontae Smith?
Yeah.
And Tyson Williams?
Yeah.
Chris Carson?
Yeah.
Except, I don't know. I mean,
I just think for the wide receiver depth, yeah. Anyway, it's nice to get your opinion.
Nice talking to you. Now that he's back, we probably won't talk about it.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that now. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. No. Interesting. We still haven't really talked about this game very much. We've sort of dabbled in it here or there. I think just going back to you did ask me about half an hour ago my prediction. I think I agree with you. I don't see Washington coming away with a victory here, not unless the Giants really beat. I don't see Washington coming away with a victory.
Oh,
I think the Giants. I think the Giants are going to win.
You said Giants too, up until I said Giants.
Yeah.
Well, my bet has been placed, so now no longer do I think that the Giants are going to win.
I just think as much as I have doubts over Daniel Jones, I have less doubts than I have over Heineke.
What about the weapons at the disposal? You got Sterling Shepard against Terry McLaurin, one of the best.
Kenny G.
Yeah, no comment. I saw that.
I mean, Logan Thomas is still probably the better tight end on the pitch as well.
Yeah, by far.
Both have solid running backs.
I think defense 100%.
Washington, I guess. Yeah.
Washington's stronger in almost every position, but I mean that happens all the time in the NFL, and we still get upsets. But I do have this tidbit for you. Okay, so Daniel Jones has played the Washington football team 5 times, won all 5 times. But
Wow.
Daniel
Jones.
Jones on Thursday Night Football is 0-4. So one streak is getting broken tonight. He either continues his streak against Washington or which one?
Or the Thursday.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Very,
so
very
interesting. It's either gonna be really good or really bad for him.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Wait,
I think that's him in a nutshell, though, isn't it?
pretty much.
Fair
What's
enough.
his name?
I don't know. I mean, look. Okay, let's look at this. So the spread is what, -4 on Washington. I would still bet on the Giants. I mean, I'm looking at some of the bets for this game. Over under 41. I would go under. I don't see it as like high scoring game. I just don't know. I don't know
if I said this correctly. The Giants are 4-0 against Washington with Daniel Jones as their starter, and the Giants are 0-5 in primetime games with Daniel Jones as their starter. One of the streaks will come to an end tonight.
Yeah, no, that's what you said. That, but that means if he wins, if he wins, that means he continues the good record and he breaks the bad record.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Sorry, I didn't know if I put it the other way around, and it was like double jeopardy almost.
No, you got it. I have a friend, a Giants fan, so she's gonna be definitely, hopefully, watching the game.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm leaning more towards. I feel as though the primetime games takes more of a impact here than playing against a different team each year. I think some players are really good at playing under the limelight of like there's only one game tonight and you're going to be the star of it versus playing the same team that's in your same division.
Top of that is the so I probably should, I mean it might not mean anything, correct me if I'm wrong, but in terms of Barkley's health, right? I mean, this is only a 4-day break, right? You're playing from Sunday on to Thursday from an injured player.
Yeah. He only played 50% of snaps. I saw that earlier today. Barkley only played 50% of snaps in week 1 and had limited passing usage, and is now up against a fantastic front seven with, if I'm the Giants, I really limit him to the passing game because I do not want Chase Young coming after him and absolutely pummeling the crap out of him. The last thing the Giants need is an injured Saquon Barkley, and that's the last thing he needs too. So this is more of, if you want to use soccer terms, like playing the last 5 minutes of a game is how I would put it as. Like, you don't want him playing more than that. You just need to make sure that knee is good, give him a couple rushes, and see how he reacts. I would say if he's getting absolutely mauled, don't play him. Don't put him in situations where he's going to get... And I think that's also part of the play calling as well. Like, there are situations where that player's going to get absolutely smacked by the defense, and there's other situations where you try evade it. So I do see that I have a proposal from Seb. I just got an email.
Oh boy!
So we got a live trade here. Oh, what should we see? Tyson Williams and Devontae Smith for Chris Carson. What do we think, guys? Well, I can't really ask Seb because he's the one who asked this. This is where I needed
I
mean, I
can't say anything that would help. Live, I can't say anything that would affect the accept or decline. So, what are your thoughts?
If you were me, what would you do? I want to hear you first.
If it were me?
If you were me, would you accept that trade or decline it, knowing that I had this Barkley issue?
Knowing that you had the Barkley, so you would get.
I would get Chris Carson, and I would give away Tyson Williams and also Devontae Smith.
Okay, I'll give you this. You play on emotion. You're pretty much picking emotion, and we all saw what happened on Sunday for the both of us.
Yeah.
You're like me too. So maybe you're like me this way. The less running backs you have, the less decisions you're gonna have to make for the rest of your life. So
it's not a bad point, actually.
Right now, you're gonna have if you're gonna struggle with having Tyson Williams or Devonta Smith in your flex over, let's say, Barkley, for example, because I'm assuming if you get Carson, you would start him over Barkley until Barkley proves more. But I feel like Carson would give you that bit of safety with your other running back, which is
Darrell Henderson.
If you would be concerned about losing some wide receiver depth, we could see if we could include something.
I mean, who would you drop? That's the other,
Who, me?
Yeah, you'd have to drop someone.
So I'm planning on dropping Christian Kirk, but
you may as well just give him to me.
If you want him, you can have him.
I have an empty spot, so I may as well take him for now. But yeah.
Let me
Devontae Smith is so good, man. He might be an RB1. That's my issue. But yeah, this is so difficult. I probably shouldn't have waited until 15 minutes before kickoff. To be honest.
It was only that this has come about now. That
pressure.
Jeez. Yeah, the pressure is.
But would you, if you get Chris Carson, would you bench Barkley? Or would you bench Darrell Henderson?
That's a good idea.
Does that actually change your decision?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I would have to bench Barkley if I had Chris Carson, who is guaranteed points.
Who's the Rams again? Against?
The Rams? The Rams are against the Colts. Rams are against the Colts, and who are the Seahawks against? Tennessee. They played so bad last time. That means I'd have Derrick Henry versus Chris Carson. I just want like a 50-50 game going into overtime, both running the
ball. Just absolutely no passing whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, it really comes down to what you think of Tyson Williams. I mean, I'm a big fan of
Tyson Williams for free, which is a good part.
Yeah, but you're making some profit out of it if that's how you think of it with the trade. I personally, I prefer Seb's side, getting Tyson Williams and Devonta Smith. But you did ask me if I were in your position, and based on the amount of running backs and wide receivers, I love having good players on my bench, but I hate it.
Yeah,
because then you're thinking like, who do I put on this? And this is why I almost feel like this is why I think I'm open to this trade, is because my running back situation is deeper.
Yeah, you're like the opposite of me.
I am the opposite of you. Yeah.
I just have to make sure the bye weeks don't correlate. That's the thing I'm gonna have to look at, because I need to make sure that.
I step in? Sorry.
So
go ahead.
Chris Carson's bye week is week 9.
Okay, I need to go on my laptop, on my computer, to look at my bye weeks, because the app doesn't have it, of course. Team.
Who's it you want to check? Derrick Henry's.
I just want to check
his is 13.
His is 13.
Darrell Henderson's is 11.
So everyone's different.
And Saquon's is 10. So yeah, all of them are different.
Yeah. And then can you check Chris Godwin and DK Metcalf and Sutton and Waddle?
It's just everyone basically.
Yeah, just everyone.
Godwin is 9 as well, so that would clash with Chris.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Obviously, Metcalf is also Seahawk, so that's 9 as well.
Oh God.
So you have no wide receivers that week.
Wait, so Godwin and Metcalf both have the same bye week?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I thought I drafted so that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, they're both week 9.
God. That is an issue. I'm going to have Jalen Waddle and Will Fuller, who both play for the same team, playing for me.
That's something this is something I wanted to bring up earlier.
Against who?
It's probably Kansas City or something.
You know who they're against?
Who?
The Houston Texans.
Oh, that actually might be an amazing Will Fuller revenge game. Nice.
I don't know. I would love to be able to show. I don't know how well this will come off on the stream, but how long does Will Fuller's neck look in this photo? Oh my lord, that is some long neck.
It's like trying to.
That long neck, boy. They're
Trying to
lonely.
get it
To be fair, you have got Cortland Sutton as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm really high on Cortland Sutton, so I'm hoping
He's got Dallas week 9, whose secondary I don't believe is very
I
good,
just
so-
want to. I'm hoping he gets him like a bajillion targets. So
And,
did you guys
and,
accept or decline the
and you're gonna have Christian Kirk as
I'm
well.
hovering
so-
over it. I'm hovering over it. I think I got to, don't I? Which is so annoying. I drafted so nicely before Devontae Smith, and the issue becomes then is what happens if Saquon Barkley rips for 200 yards and 10 touchdowns, and now I've got 4 running backs who could all start. Like I'm gonna have to trade someone else
Trade
for
him.
another.
Yeah.
wide
To be fair, then
receiver.
you can do what I did. Yeah.
Trade him back.
Trade him
Yeah,
back.
I'll
Hey,
have him back,
can I have that Devontae Smith back, bro?
Oh my god! I mean, it really comes down. You know, you had Tyson Williams and Devonta Smith, who are 2 players that you can just stash on your bench and wait till later and see where it ends up.
Oh, the trade has been
Trade has gone through.
executed.
Live
Happened.
trade.
Live trade.
I mean, I
ding, ding, ding.
I had to.
Vito. I'm kidding.
Imagine. I think I executed it. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, you did.
I
Yeah.
need to get rid of Saquon. You're on the bench, mate. I'm sorry.
So now I think I have to play.
Wait, so you're benching Barkley?
Yep. Done.
Oh damn! Saquon, here comes 100 yards.
I'm thinking that.
Time to
as
bet on the
well.
over. Time to bet on the over.
Maybe I should bench. Now I'm thinking maybe I should bench Darrell Henderson this week and put Saquon on.
What's the running back? The running back ranking
One in-
saying for
Oh,
for this
sorry.
week?
Yeah, I should probably do that.
So this is Fantasy Pros. They have Saquon. So Chris Carson is 12.
Okay, it's not too bad.
Saquon is 21.
Ugh, that's not good at all.
And Darrell Henderson is 19.
For what?
19. So that's a really like,
Rankings for this week?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
Chris
Barkley's
Carson is a
behind,
must
probably.
start for me there, and I guess Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson's expert ratings has risen 6 spots in the last 2 weeks and 2 days. Saquon Barkley has fallen 4 spots. Good.
We'll check out another website just to be impartial, you know. So this is Sporting News. They have Chris Carson at 15,
Okay.
Darrell at 21, Saquon at 29. Wow.
So I guess Carson, Henry, and Henderson are the.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look at Henry. I'm assuming he's.
Yeah, I
I mean,
feel
We have
so
7 minutes to
bad.
decide on Barkley.
Dropping Barkley though, it just feels wrong. He's not injured. It's
Feels
not
wrong.
injured. He's not injured.
Flip
He
a
shouldn't
coin.
be. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't. There should be. He should be playing.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
Okay, I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do it.
do
On,
it.
I'm
Why
gonna do
not,
the
bro?
virtual flip coin. Flip a coin.
So
You,
which
you
is
gotta
it?
say, yeah, you gotta say it live.
Okay,
what's
so
happening?
let's do heads is Barkley, tails is Darrell Henderson. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Heads. That was Barkley. All
Ooh, all right.
right, I'm gonna put it
Saquon
on.
is-
I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna drop Darrell Henderson. Sorry.
Look, you got till Sunday to decide between Carson and Darrell Henderson anyway. So bump him in. Make sure
Yeah.
you don't put him on the flex spot.
I'm putting Barkley on flex
And-
spot. No, baby.
Don't put him on flex spot. Don't ever put your thirsty players on flex spot. That limits
Oh
you
yeah, that is a
so
good
much
point. Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
for Sunday.
He speaks.
If you're gonna
sense.
start him,
The amount of times I've done that, oh my god, so
Yeah.
frustrating.
'cause then you're stuck with three running backs, no matter
Yeah.
what. Like
I think if Barkley does
assuming-
well, I'll keep Darrell Henderson in. Maybe. I don't even know what I'm doing. I've lost the
So
plot.
now I have the decision to make between Devontae or Julio.
oh, good luck.
I go Devontae.
I'll go hold you.
Who's Devontae? So Devontae's got San
Bills.
Fran though.
Oh, San Fran. Oh no, don't put him in then. That's way
I think
too
it's got to be
difficult.
Julio for this week. Yeah.
Julio
I'm
revenge
gonna-
game.
I'm gonna ride. My only other decision now is do I ride the hot hand of Elijah or go with Damian Harris?
Damian Harris. Actually, no. I think if you
I
picked
would
up
go
Elijah,
Elijah.
you gotta go Elijah. Yeah,
Again.
Damian Harris is playing the Jets though.
that's true. All right, well,
decisions.
So who wants to trade with me?
I mean, maybe I might just try and trade Elijah. You know, who needs a running back?
Seb's just trading
Trade
his
for
whole
me?
team. Just like,
Yeah,
hey.
fuck it. Let's just go wild.
Trade him to me.
Which is your team, bro?
We'll put a trade. I mean, we'll talk about it later because the game's about to start in 5 minutes.
The game is about to start, so yeah, we
should
should
we
probably
wrap
have to wrap it up. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go get some burgers.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, guys,
Burger.
just pray for me. Please make sure that your prayers are with Saquon Barkley tonight. Pray for touchdowns. I would appreciate it. I'm sure he would as well.
Hopefully, we'll hopefully meet up and see Dan's reaction tomorrow, whether good or bad.
I think that's why I have to start him, just so I can be either really happy or continuously depressed from fantasy football.
I'm hoping there's some good messages in the chat of you just raging.
Probably.
It will give you 3 days to get over it.
I'm still not over the Vikings, so it's probably longer than that. All right. Should we end it there, boys?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Listening to us chat absolute rubbish for a good couple of hours here about some football. But yeah, we will catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow we jumping back on?
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. Oh, Saturday. That's Friday. Sorry. I'm off tomorrow, and I keep thinking it's the weekend tomorrow, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well, you might see Seb's beautiful face tomorrow then.
You might see me. Yeah, I might. To be fair, I might drop a little soccer video tomorrow, maybe. But
Champions League and
yeah, I'll chat to you guys. But yeah, I could do a European review. Maybe that's what we'll do. A little European review. Right. Thank you very much, guys. We will speak to you soon. Peace.
Go Giants.
Go Barkley, go Giants. No, actually, no, not Giants. I need the Washington. What am I doing?